Check my test. Check my test. All right, I think we're live. So yeah, today it's not a review, it's just first impressions. Yeah, just first impressions on the CrinEar Project Meta and DayBreak. So thank you so much, Paul. Paul Wasabi sent this in. Yee! Yeah. You know what? I want to try if it's... I'm pretty sure I have some sounds going on in there. I don't know. For a while, guys. Probably not. All right. Where's the coffee? For a while, guys. Okay. So yeah, I have here the DayBreak. Do I try the DayBreak first? No. The Meta first. Yeah, what do you guys think about Crin's IMs? Do you think they're overhyped? Do you trust his tunings? What do you guys think about it? Cringe tuning for me, it's a little bit of a hit and miss. What I mean by that is, let me just change that. All right, is that better? Maybe. Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit of a hit and miss in a way that maybe it's really just his take on neutrality, you know? And it's not bad. It's really not bad. But to say the least, most of his tunings are, at least the ones I've tried, they are on the non-engaging side. Yes. Not all though, but there are engaging collabs that he has had. And so starting with the meta, project meta. Okay, let's see here. What do we have here with the meta? it actually build wise, it's nice. I think Crin explained that the meta one was in a different factory, I guess. But it's just that they were making it so good they can't keep up with the numbers. So yeah, it's nice. It's really well made. The cable's nice. How much was this? Like 300 something, was it? Yeah, I think it was 300 sold. Wow, that's some big money right there, you know. Let's do the math. How much was Project Meta? How much was CrinEar? Oh, 249? I thought it was 300. So let's just say, yeah, this is just gross sales. Yeah, 249 times 999 units. That's wow, that's like $248,000. That's a lot. And it's a very good starter. What's that? Like, you know, it's a very good money to start the next model, and probably the money they gain from that, they earn from that, they just, you know, paid the second factory to do the DayBreak. Anyhow, all right. Okay. Oh ho ho. All right. Yeah. Is it working though? Oh man, please work. Share screen. I'm not sure if it's working just fine, but maybe it's not. Should have tried it on the first place, but anyhow, now I can't share my screen. Or am I just lagging maybe? I don't know. No, I cannot. I cannot see my screen here. Let me just double check on that. Let me just end this here. Hopefully it doesn't end the webcam me. Yeah, you're supposed to see the windows there though. Okay, alright, there we go. I think we got it. Okay, perfect. So yeah. Oh, is it? Yeah. That's the one. And I just need the meta. Alright, Project Meta right there. What do I think about it? Look at that. What do you think about it? You know what? I may actually need to watch myself. Alright, so as you can see, the Project Meta is, yeah, following the meta trend. What the meta is, if you guys don't know yet, what meta is it's from the JM1 population average, it's I think someone explained that the creator of the JM1 um there was a little bit of science behind it. But basically there is a cut here around 1K to like 2K. Um and then they kind of like do the lifting around 200 to 1K, so they bump this up a little bit because a lot of people have been complaining about the Harman target, right? Because if I overlay Harman right there, it is too thin sounding. And say for example, variations kind of like following that kind of line right there. And I understand like that kind of um that kind of like tuning, I'd say just tuning is thin. It is thin. Because there's I think this is just my opinion. There's a little bit of confusion, like crossing the lines of like every like discipline in music, because I feel like there are kind of like two disciplines in music. One is in the production side, recording and stuff like that, and one is on the like creative side, the music creation part of it, and one is on the production side. Being an audiophile is actually leaning on the production side, especially the terms, the terminology, like everything is about just production, like delay, attack, stuff like that. Those are all productive, like in the production, music mixing, like everything is like it's like its core, if you're an audiophile, all the all the terms are related to mixing and production. And so there is not an issue, but neutrality is a big factor, right? Because you want neutral sounding speakers, you want neutral sounding headphones when you're mixing. But then again, neutrality is subjective, at least for the majority of the people, because I think a lot of people are doing their mixes with Audio Technica and they're just doing it really fine, but of course with bigger music productions, like they're using the like Yamaha and speakers, really. Going back to my topic, so the Harman was kind of like patterned from that, like because everything, like again, the audiophile was looking for that neutral sound signature, like what is neutral? I mean, like it is bass boosted, like the Harman is bass boosted because like people want bass. But then again, like they kind of like have this misunderstanding when they review speakers or something, like, and then when they say it's neutral, they have this preconceived notion. I'd take the reference models, not Meta or DayBreak or whatever, 3 months ago. Yeah, that's what I heard from Timmy. Actually, he said he preferred Project Reference compared to the DayBreak. Let me see. Nope, no project. Oh, there you go. Oh, I think super reviews. Yeah. Ooh, that looks so nice. Yeah. Is this like EST or something? I'd probably pick this one in the future. Going back to my topic, and so where was I? Yeah, neutrality, right? And so people think they have this preconceived notion that neutral is like either bright or non-engaging. When in fact, when you're listening to a song, it should actually sound engaging. When you're listening to the final product, it should sound engaging. It should not sound bright. It should not sound, it just should sound balanced. It just should sound balanced. Yeah. Because the songs have already been cooked, you know? If it sounds bright, if it sounds unengaging, then there probably is a reduction in the frequencies. So you're not listening to what the mixer was intending, if that is being an audiophile means. And so here comes, like, and a lot of people are complaining about the Harman target, which is it's really, it is actually thin sounding here. This area here it is open sounding. It's probably better for headphones because, in the first place, this was, the Harman was for headphones, and then I don't know, like they came up with the IE 2010. Um, Oh, anyhow, like, and audiophile endgame. Is my mic okay? Any problems with my mic? Last time, I think AJ said I was a bit robotic, but I figured that I didn't adjust my volume, so I think I was clipping. So hopefully now I sound okay. All right, so where was I? Yep. And so the JM1. So the JM1 is actually correcting that area in there. They're doing that lift, to make it sound more correct. And yeah, that is basically what they're doing. They're making it sound correct. They remove this area here of the Harman because that's just way too bright. Right. Yeah. But I'm not really sure about that lift in there with the JM1, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It really depends on the earphones, or it just maybe depends on the tuning overall. So what Crin did here, although he did a lift on the meta, he did put some extension in here just so that it doesn't sound a little bit dark. Because when you lift this area here, plus this dip around 6K, it is going to emphasize this area here, the whole area, and it's gonna sound a little bit dark. And so yeah, I think he did a great job on putting that little bit of extension in there, energy. It does, it makes you, yeah, you hear that energy there actually. Let's see. It's not a lot. It's not like, but you just know that, like cymbals are more pushed forward. So it's not neutral, yeah. Yeah. So that's the meta, but I don't really need to talk about the meta because there is no sense in talking about the meta because you won't get them anyway. You won't get the meta anyway. No. So moving on to, let's see here. Day DayBreak. There. Ta-jang. What do you guys think? Oh, I'm excited. I actually, oh, man. Um I am planning to buy electric drums. So I just, like I'm just really slowly going back to what I was doing. Like a few months ago, I picked up the skateboard again. So I skated. Um, and then it was always been in the back of my mind, like, should I go back, drumming and just, like, but do I really have time? And do I really need to do that? It's a waste of money. And do I really have time? And so I was like scrolling Facebook Market, and there are cheap, like secondhand drum kits, electric drum kits. I'm like, yeah, this is the sign. I should get one. So I was supposed to get one last night, but the seller said it's probably better today. So hopefully I'm, go back to drumming, and I think it's useful. Not really useful, but kind of useful when doing reviews. Only because, I mean, it's an electric drum. I cannot hear the actual sound anyway. I mean, like the actual drum kit, because it's not sounds is it's they're pre-recorded. But what I mean by that is, even if you're having like the real drum kit, you're listening to a digital signal anyway. You know what I mean? Because like if you're having some monitor, like in-ear monitors, you're even if you know what I mean? Yeah. And so yeah, I think electric drums are fine. So just to test if there are any peaks on the cymbals, if but I know it's going to be very different, because again, like being a musician and being like a hobbyist or an audiophile, two different brain patterns. It's just hard to combine because you're looking for different elements, you're just really looking for different elements. Yeah, I mean, the being an audiophile helps in a way that you're listening to I don't know, like soundstage or something. But when I'm listening as a musician, I look for I listen to how the song was created, if that makes sense. It's like you're not looking about like timbre. No, I don't look for timbre when I listen to. I look for like, oh my god, like that is so ingenious, like the chord progression. That is, wow, that is. I look for those stuff when I listen to music with, like a musician. I'm not a musician right now, but with those ears, especially like the drum fills. I'm like, oh my god, that is so cool. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Hopefully. Um, so yeah, hopefully I get to test that. In the future reviews, I'm gonna include how it sounds when trying on drums, because I'm probably gonna be using. I don't know if I'm gonna use a headphone for that. Probably just earphones. And which ones are peaky? Probably. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be more forgiving when I test it on the drum kit or on the electric drums, but let's see. So yeah, that's just some news. Electric drums. I'm gonna include that in my future reviews. Um, I'm not sure how the community is going to, because I don't think a lot of there's. I'm not sure if there are reviewers who play music. How, I know that like listener, he's a musician. I don't know what he plays. Maybe guitars. I think he plays the guitars. I was planning on buying the acoustic guitar too, because I was teaching my wife how to play one before, but we stopped. She actually picked playing the guitar during COVID, and so I was teaching her, and so we brought the guitar when we went to Japan. But and in Japan, it's crazy. In their apartments, instruments were not allowed. It's crazy. Musical instruments were not allowed. It was in the contract. I didn't know that. That was a bummer. Yeah. I mean, like, you're not supposed to really make some noise there, and so it was on the contract. But they didn't say speakers, like, but it didn't make sense to me. Why would they not, like, anyhow, we just respected, like, and my wife said, like, yeah, a lot of apartments are, you cannot really play instruments or something. And so she kind of like stopped. And then now I said, I'm gonna pick an electric drum. She said, yeah, I'm gonna play the guitar again too. So yeah, that's double. Yeah, if we end up getting another acoustic guitar, then but I need to invest another mic. Oh man, this never ending. Like, hobbies, just, yeah, combining hobbies. Oh man. Anyhow, so where was I? Oop. All right. So DayBreak. Okay, I've got the DayBreak. Where's my day? Not mine. It's not my DayBreak. It is Paul Wasabi's DayBreak. Paul, if you're watching this, really appreciate it, man. Yeah. So this is the DayBreak. Let me just. All right. Ooh, yeah. I mean, it's new, right? I'm using OBS. I'm probably gonna get a capture card soon so that I can use different like cameras in different angles and I can switch. That'd be really cool. Yeah. So this is the DayBreak. If you can, this is, the camera's really crappy though. This is just from the laptop webcam. Oop, left, right, DayBreak. Okay. The DayBreak is, it sounds great. It sounds great. Yeah. It really is. It Let me just, I'm just, confirming my impressions here. Yeah, man. It just, it is nice. Uh-oh. It's great in a way that it is. I mean, I saw Timmy's video. It's probably one of the most correct sounding earphones. And I have to agree with him on that. It is natural, actually. And I'll explain that. Is it Control 09? There we go. I'll remove Harmon and probably neutral. There. Yeah. It's kind of like my neutral target. Or balanced. Probably not balanced, because balanced, yeah, it's actually pretty close. Yeah, it's probably closer to balanced. It does sound balanced. But the difference is actually only here, this part. Um, the reason why I have some, not really boost, but anyhow, some people might find the Daybreak a little bit shouty because of the shape of the gain. Now, my gain here is a little bit wider, which is, yeah, there's a boost in there. But I feel like as the gain gets thinner, like more vertically, you know what I mean? Like thin, the more this area here is a little bit emphasized. And so I'm thinking probably people wouldn't find it a little bit shouty compared to it like wider. It's a little bit colored sounding, but at least it's, and that's why the solution for that is, if you have this, how many dBs are this? Like, this is 60, so like 10. If you have like 10 dB of gain and you cut like 2K area, maybe it's better to reduce the gain to like 7 or 6, just so that people don't get shout. That's just my opinion. And that's what Zgot has been doing with the Lush. And with the Odyssey. You know what I mean? Yeah. Interesting, right? That's what they've been doing. And you don't get shout. You don't get shout with the Lush and the Odyssey, because they decreased that in there. And it now sounds balanced. The Odyssey still has that cut in there. But again, the narrower the gain, this is just my opinion, and I think it's true. The narrower the gain, the more kind of like peaky it becomes. And so you have two options there. You either make it wider, don't do the cut. If you stay, well, like 10 dB, the gain actually makes the vocals more forward sounding. The positioning is more natural, speaker wise, or at least in mixing. It sounds more natural for me with this gain compared to like a lesser gain. With the lesser gain, it feels like everything is leveled out, and I don't think that's what the mixing was intending. Just my opinion. But it sounds good, it sounds nice and open, but I'm pretty sure when they mixed it, there was some depth in the soundstage, and this 10 dB boosting the gain kind of like creates that dimension or something. But yeah. So, let's just remove the Odyssey and Lush there. As you can see, it's pretty close to my balance target. And one thing is, when I tried listen to the Daybreak first, I was like, it reminded me immediately of the variations. Immediately. It was like, boom, yeah, this is very similar. Of course, yeah. Why wouldn't it be? And it fixed, for me, it fixed like the issue with the variations, because a lot of people don't really like that tuck. Like, they think the tuck is too, I don't know, like too abrupt, I would say. But yeah, look at that, like 2 or 3 dB, it just fixed it. Straight up fixed it. You still have that extension in there. Um, yeah, what do you guys think? It's not as clean sounding as the variations because the variation sounds very clean because of this one here. But at the same time, I can't help but think that the project meta does sound more natural because of this one here. Although, like, it does sound a little bit veiled. I'm not sure if it's just because of the overall tuning or the driver or something, or the overall bass. But can't really complain, man. It's maybe just my ears too. So yeah. Alright, so reference though. Now I'm interested on. Yeah, actually Timmy said he preferred like references. I probably buy that. I'll probably get the reference. Yeah, I mean Hangout, I mean I reached out to them if it's possible to review the unit and they said like send me your. I'm not too big. I'm not too big too. My opinions are not gonna affect the community. Trust me. Yeah. I'm just a small reviewer here. I am just a fly, man. But it's fun. You know, it's fun. I just like doing this, you know. Cause I've not really gained momentum, but I've graphed a lot. And I don't know if my opinion is really valuable because I know there are a lot of great reviewers out there that are more credible than I am. Pretty sure. I'm just another opinion. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm trying to integrate my experience. Yeah. That's just it. Alright, so going back to the DayBreak. DayBreak is, and how much is DayBreak? 169? Yeah, man, it's, okay, let me just pull up my, 169, so that should be under this category here, 121 to 250. Right, and it's full. Oh man, what do I replace? This is hard. I promise that I'm gonna... Oh, man, this is a bloodbath here. Because I'm thinking, yeah, I'm gonna recommend the DayBreak. Actually, if people want... So, people start with budget sets, let's say, around here. So DayBreak is like... It's like the window. It's like... If you ever want to upgrade in the future, and if you want to be in the hobby for long, and you want to be buying IEMs as an audiophile, get the DayBreak. It is a very good reference. That is, I think, one of the top reference in this price range. Nova. Yeah, no, not Nova. I don't know. But I just feel like, yeah, it's one of the best you can get. It's just very tonally correct. It's just natural. Kind Cadenza 4 though, like Cadenza 4 is also actually very good. Um, Let me remove variations. Yeah, look at that. Cadenza 4 is also nice. But Sleevo, right? Sleevo as well. Like, yeah, probably a little bit. Let's see, kind of like that. Chopin probably not so. Or are they close? Are they even close? Yeah, a little bit of elevation there in the Chopin. It's more fun sounding. The Chopin is more fun sounding. You see that in there, you know, some energy and cleaner sounding as well. Um, yeah, definitely. Not the Odyssey is, yeah, the Odyssey is S plus, right? Odyssey the Odyssey is I like the Odyssey. Yeah, it's it's really just about the gain. It's really just the gain. But man, I've got some news about some IMs, and I can't talk about it, unfortunately. But there is going to be a very good sounding earphone in the future. Yay! So two of you guys, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are right now watching, but uh yeah. You're lucky, but I can't. No, I'm sorry, I can't really tell. I can't tell what the earphone is. Take a guess. Take a guess. But yeah, it is. I saw the graph. And so that's why I hate it. Like, I'm thinking of like, man, this is gonna be full. A lot of development are in the 121 to 250 price category. This is already full. And I don't want to, like, cuz right now I'm gonna, you know, like I'd most probably recommend the DayBreak, and then a few months later another great IEM comes, and I don't want you to waste money, man. Like, I mean, again, it's a hobby, right? So I don't know how you feel about that. As long as, you know, like, you're doing it smart, the smartest way to be in this hobby is to be buying and selling stuff. That you do that. That's just the best way to handle this. You can't be collecting earphones. Yeah, you can't be collecting earphones. Just learn to let go. Really learn to let go. I mean, I wish I could let go a lot. Most of the stuff that I have, they're review units, and well, it's not really like, it's not really a condition that you can't sell it, but it's just kind of like an unwritten rule that you cannot. And it's also useful because, you know, in my future comparisons, I have the unit to AB, and, you know, But yeah, if I have to sell everything, it'd probably easily, I don't know, reach thousands of dollars. Yeah. But I'm not doing that, of course. Easily. Easily reach $1,000. I have some. Oh, and do you guys know what the IM that I posted, the Opusy. Oh my god, no. Did I say the cat pussy? No. Yeah. I asked Chloris, if you know Chloris, Shenzhen Audio rep. You know her, like she's doing like lots of lottery and draws on Shenzhen Audio, right? And I asked her when I got it. I asked her like, "Hey, like, are we able to share impressions on this one?" She's like, "Yeah, there was no embargo." And so I started taking pictures, posted it on Facebook, posted it on my YouTube channel. And it's gaining some momentum now. A lot of people are liking it. It is actually a very cool design choice. Soft ears. Volume edge is like, you need a switch. Like, what do you need a switch for? Like, what if you lose the switch? I mean, that screwdriver, right? And that company was ingenious. They just put a dial in there, and voila. Yay. So yeah. They put a dial and yeah. And then after that, Gloria sent me a message like, the company is doing an embargo. I'm like, come on. I mean, I expected that because the release is like August 21st. And I'm like, really? Am I allowed to? And I think I was the first person to actually graph it. Yeah. Like, no one's ever graphed it. I'm the only one who's graphed it. Chloris must love me. I don't know. No OP24 or something. No OP. It's OP24, right? Oh, okay. He has it too. Bedrock. Yep. Alright, let me just upload FR. Not the base, but just the right one here. Interesting, okay. Why is he getting some peak there? He's getting some peaks. I'm not getting peaks. But it's okay. It's Coupler difference. It's about the same. Yeah. But how about for the base though? Alright. Where's the... No. Oh no. Alright. Oh man. OP. What? Where is it? Okay. Alright. Dial position 2. Remove the 1. And... sorry about that, guys. Base. Yeah, it's about the same. Yeah, I was just wondering if it's a little bit different, but yeah, it's about the same. Going back. So yeah, I can't talk more about it now. Too bad. I mean, it. A lot of people are already interested in getting those. It's just, and it's 49 bucks. 49 bucks. KZ is doomed. Yep. It's a hybrid. I think it's single DD plus 2BA. It sounds. Oh man, I don't wanna. Where is it though? Uh. Oh man, like. Is it here or what? Where did I put it? Oh no. What I know is like it doesn't really have. It didn't come with a case, so I don't know where I. Yeah, where would I put that though? Didn't come with a case. Oh, there it is. Cable is fine. Now I don't know which one's the base. I forgot. Probably this. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, it's only 3 people, right? Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm just gonna show. Yep, that says it all. That says it all. What do you guys think? Only 3 people anyway. And it's already too far in this stream. I don't think they're gonna find this. Oh man, I'm so bad. Alright, but hey, I still didn't talk about it. I just showed you the graph and I'll let you decide. What do you guys think? Graph says it all, you know. The thing about graphs is like it is a very useful tool, you know. Because it's science. It is an objective measuring tool. And of all and we know objective measurements, they're not perfect. Tools, they're not perfect. But they're called tools for a reason, right? You need to find its use case. Either you use it correctly or if you don't use it right way, of course, it's not going to give you the right data, but a tool is a tool. And you can tell the difference, like in Cedo, listening, looking at this graph, it does make sense, you know, it does make sense. And that's how, I mean, like I know it's deeper than this, you know, like even like 1 dB difference, and like especially if you go to like say for example say Timmy's Squig. Like if you go to Timmy's Squig, it's, you know, like you can do the tilt here and whatever. It's complicated for some people. I assume I don't think Yeah, a lot of people still don't read graphs, but I think it's getting to a point where people know what looks good. Um, but basically, I don't know, like just for future viewers out there, how do you read graphs? So, of course, this is the base here. The gain here is a compensation to the ear canal, and that's why it's elevated. So, like you can just imagine that straight, you know. But again, that it's based off a target, right? Then what is neutral? Um, you know, like what is neutral? And then like, and that's what people have been doing. Is it like Harmon? Is the Harmon neutral, or is it like is diffuse field neutral, or like is the JM one neutral? Like a lot of people, and that's the point where people are finding the right canvas for neutrality. Okay, let's just stick to my neutral here. It's not, at least for my ears, this sounds neutral. Okay, it should be like this, but then again the nature of the coupler itself, there is a gain there as a compensation to the ear canal, so everything just looks like that. And even headphones, it is a compensation gain. Yeah, but anyhow, just imagine that there is a hump there, and that is a compensation. There is a hump, and whatever that hump is, people are still trying to figure out what's the right shape of that hump. Okay. Okay, now when you see graphs, you first look at the lowest point around here, usually around 800. That's the lowest. Let me just, okay, nope. Lowest point here. And you try to see this axis, it's 60, right? The base is around almost like, I don't know, like 10 dB in elevation. You know what I mean? Like 60, and then it's like 70, right? It's a 10 dB of base. Look at the gain, man. Like, what? Almost 15 dB. 0, and then here, because this is 75, right? Like 70, almost 15 dB of gain. What do you think? That's gonna be shouty. Or, I mean, some people can take that, but that says a lot. 15 dB. Like, if you've been already playing with EQ, 15 dB is a lot. From here, I know this is just a compensation, and I think the perfect spot, say for example the Odyssey, I don't really think the Odyssey is, I think the Odyssey is like just perfect. The gain of the Odyssey is just perfect with this kind of form, like the JM1 gain. It's like 10 more of that. So yeah. But I mean, like, it's $49, right? $49. Yeah. It sounds decent for its price. I mean, it's not really that peaky. But let's talk about it more when it's released. Yeah. Who has reference? Is it Mark? Reference. I should actually support Mark. I should support him in any, I don't know. I'm thinking of yeah, let me just see yeah, I'm thinking of supporting him either in Discord or YouTube, because he's done a lot to the community, and you know, we're not paying. We're kind of like squatting. We're squatters on his domain. CrinEar project reference. There you go. And just upload meta. Does it look like meta? No, I'm just gonna upload DayBreak. Just really DayBreak. Oh yeah. Yeah, I understand now. This is what I talked about, right? This is what I talked about. I mean, if it's, I know I'm overlaying my measurement on another coupler, but like he has DayBreak and it's close. Okay, it's close, but let me just remove the reference here. Yeah, the kind of like different, but Mark's base here, I don't know. Yeah. And then, but the takeaway here is, I think, let me just remove mine though. Where's mine? The takeaway here is, yeah, it has lesser bass. I don't know why it sounds good. Maybe it's because of the lesser sub bass here, and it's making everything much clearer. But Mark doesn't have Odyssey, so what a bummer. He does have Lush. Probably lower. Yeah, Lush is lower in gain. How about P50? I mean, similar. P50. 50? Oh, that's cheap. 205 only? Yeah. I don't know how much the project reference would be, but a lot of people have been saying that project reference is good. But I don't know. Again, there's gonna be a lot of good sounding earphone release, and by the time reference will be released, I don't even know if it's still relevant. You know, like if it tunes like that, if it's, you know, that's really close, I don't even know, like after 6 months from now they may come up with a different target or gain, or I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to review something that is close to the supernova. What was it? Oh, it's the Luna. I think I talked about the Luna last week. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot my review today. Man, how much is the Luna? 300 plus, right? Yeah, Sonyan and Knowles. Branded BAs. Really good sounding set. Yeah. Really good sounding set. Tangent Fission. Man, I have so many. Dude, oh man, it sounds like work. And if it sounds like work, it's actually not fun anymore. But I want to try. I want to try stuff, you know? And then JTiz, you know JTiz? He is sending me lime ear stuff. And I have to return them before Can Jam because he's gonna take it to Can Jam with him. So, probably just write short impressions on it. I don't know. Let's see here. What do we have? Am I putting in monitor? Nope, I should not put this on monitor. Check mic test. Alright, I think you can hear me. Let me know if you can't hear me. Yeah, oh my god, you can now see my... Okay, Andy's review. Let me see.
When your kid is hurting and there's nothing you can do about it.
I should find some spinner.
Just height, which is at around 6 mm. So just bear in mind, if you have gonna have any kind of issue with larger size nozzle. After the Meta CrinEar DayBreak, and you might be wondering versus the Meta, and I might even say it like this: I think this should have been called Meta instead of DayBreak, because this thing sounded a bit more of like a reference kind of sound.
That's what I thought.
As compared to
That's what I thought. Yeah, it's almost reference, really. Yeah. It does sound referencey. You try it, guys. You try it yourself, but I just feel like, but that's the thing. Again, this is the thing. If you buy something reference, what are you referencing it to? You know what I mean? If you buy something for reference, what are you using it for? Why need a reference set? And that's why I said this is for you if you feel like you're gonna stay in the hobby for long and you want to know if you're in a place where you can audition sets, then it's perfect, because by then you would probably know what is. But then again, it doesn't make sense anymore, you know? Like, you buy a reference set, then what for? Is it like, because are you gonna buy like a more engaging? So this one here, it's best for maybe reviewers, mixers. You mix something, you know, and if you're a hobbyist, what for? Is it because you're gonna buy more sets in the future? But what are you gonna compare the reference to? Is it because you want to buy a V-shaped IM? Or a more engaging set? Or is it, I mean, yeah, you can do that. You can have like a rotation. You have like a palette cleanser or something, like your reference set. But if you don't like a reference set in the first place, I'm pretty sure you're going to upgrade, right? And upgrade to what? You know what I mean? So I'm not saying you don't buy the DayBreak. I say get the DayBreak, but what use case are you gonna, because this is the thing, right? Again, this is reference, but most of the time reference are not, it's good, yeah, it definitely is good, but the reason why we're buying earphones, because this is consumption. You know what I mean? This is consumption. Like, you go to a restaurant, you consume something. But this one here, this is reference, this is rice. If you're Asian, this is rice. That's your reference. Rice is rice. But this consumption, man, like, you want a little bit of flavor with it. You want fried rice. Well, it's okay to go back to plain rice, but if you want to consume, then, you know, fried rice is better. Chahan is better. Chahan is Japanese fried rice. I hope I made it clear.
To the more engaging.
No, I'm not, you know, like, this is really just my opinion, because, you know, like,
more immersive sound of the Meta. So let's spending quite a bit of at this point of time that this DayBreak here is definitely something which I would classify as being neutral, transparent,
with a bass boost,
accurate, and highly technical as well. It is more of a technical set rather than musical set because it emphasizes a lot more on that element of transparency and details. So when it comes to technicality, rest assured that this DayBreak here is pretty much almost on par to the Meta itself, with an exception that, of course, I do feel that the Meta would offer a bit more of upper frequency extension, and a bit more of lower frequency extension, which also,
that's what I thought. Like, you buy the DayBreak for reference, and the Meta is like a little bit of flavoring for the extension. So in this case, it also doesn't make sense because you can't buy the Meta anymore. So wait for the again, and then what's the what? This is so confusing because I already think that the project, the DayBreak, is a reference, and then they have so confusing. But then again, how many? I don't think someone's 6. Oh my god, 6 people. Yeah. A few months from now, there is going to be another IM that is going to sound as good, if not better, than the DayBreak. I've not heard it, but I saw the graphs. So, and it's probably a little better because you can listen to it more, I'd say. You can listen to it, I mean, like, longer periods. And probably a little bit more musical. And so it's really hard for me. I mean, the project DayBreak, it's
also
good.
means
I don't
that
know, man.
the Meta in comparison would be a bit more bassier, which is why I said it is a bit more engaging and vibrant because it reaches a bit more on the lower frequency, especially that comparable to of WAP is that of the sides. Like I mentioned earlier, the Meta offers a bit more of extension, which was close. So meaning to say that this is already 90% of what which I have tried so far. Emotic ER2 recently released be neutral as well. Well, fairly, and it is a bit more DayBreak on the lower frequency, especially the sub just now that or even
I mean, like,
audio.
I'm just repeating myself here. Right, how long are we already in? How long have I been doing this? Man, there's no time. Can I see that? Oh, an hour now. My god, I didn't realize. Dang. I think that that's all for today, guys. Yeah, those are my impressions of the Meta. Probably I'm gonna make a video of this one. He probably release it, I don't know, next week. I don't know if my review is going to help you, but yeah, it is a good set. It's just that who is it for? Who is it for? It's for reviewers or what? Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's it. That's it for today. Thank you so much for stopping by, and you stay safe there. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do, next week I'm gonna show you guys my drums. And definitely from here on, every IM that I review should pass at least the cymbal drum test, you know, like if they're fatiguing or something. That's probably, when I do reviews, I actually almost always reference cymbals. Almost always reference cymbals because It's one of those instruments that's raw when recorded. I mean, like guitars, you know, like you connect them to like overdrives and like put distortions and stuff. Except for acoustic amplifiers like that. Drum set, it's just straight up to the mic. It's just up to the mixer how he would, EQ that. So most of the time drums and then just the cymbals. Yeah, if the cymbals sound natural, then probably the extension is like going down. Yeah, not too shouty or something like. Anyhow, I'm gonna talk about it more in the future. So yeah, you guys stay safe there. DayBreak, yeah, you can definitely. It's a bang for the buck. Reference set. It is nice. It is really good. But I just can buy it. It's good. If you want something reference, if you know the use case, why are you referencing it to? What for? Like why are you getting a reference set? If you know what I mean. But it's good, like from time to time, like if we try different sets and it's just easier for us to find like, oh my god, this is bassy or this is more treble heavy because you know what reference sound is. And probably, yeah, I think every audiophile should have at least one reference set so that they know, like the future purchases. Again, this is only useful when you can audition or when you're a reviewer and you want to have a better informed decision with your future purchases. But if you're just blind buying stuff, good luck. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and thanks so much for being in the stream. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.